Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to Unit 11, Lesson 4. Today we're actually going to be talking about whole numbers and how they relate to decimals. So here I have a place value chart which shows the ones place, which remember is the place right before the decimal, and it is a whole number, so it's to the left of the decimal point. Now, in order to make numbers bigger, you multiply by 10. So 1 times 10 brings you to the tens place. 10 times 10 brings you to the hundreds place. Now, keep in mind, to the left here, we have our whole numbers. So represented with money, that'd be $1, $10, and then a $100 bill. Woo! Now, shown as whole numbers, if we wrote this using money, we would write 100, decimal point, and then 2 zeros in the tenths and hundredths place. So again, $10 shown with decimals and $1. Shown with fractions, you can see, remember we were putting whole numbers over 1, so 1 over 1 is equivalent to the number 1 whole. 10 over 1 equals 10, and 100 over 1 equals 100. Now, as soon as you start moving to the right of the decimal point, we actually get smaller. Remember that decimals are parts of wholes, so you're actually dividing by 10 as you move into the decimal places. So after the ones place, which is before the decimal, you have the first decimal place value, which is the tenths place, right next door to the decimal. Represented with the fraction 1/10, because a dime is 1/10 of a dollar. Then we have hundredths, represented in the next place over, so tenths, then hundredths, which is 1/100th. So a penny represents 1 out of 100 pennies to make a dollar. So today we get to practice writing mixed numbers as decimals. So we've been practicing writing fractions as decimals, for example, 1/10. You can use the handy-dandy trick. Put the 10 down because we know it's the tenths place. And how many tenths do we have? We have 1. So you put the decimal above the 1 there, and 0.1 is equal to 1/10. But this one is different because it has the whole number 3. So this is like saying I have $3 and, with the decimal point, 10 cents, or 3 and 1/10. Now the decimal I wrote here, showing money, would be 10 hundredths. Remember that that is also equal to 3 and 1/10. So that would be the decimal equivalent to the mixed number 3 and 1/10. So let's try that here for 2 and 46 hundredths. So this is like saying I have $2 and 46 pennies out of 100 pennies. So we would write that as the whole number 2 in front of the decimal because I have 2 whole dollars, and then 46 hundredths. So that is the equivalent decimal to the mixed number. Beautiful. Now we're going to do it a little bit different. We are going to write each decimal as a mixed number. So now we'll go the opposite direction. So you would read this as $3.05 if you were talking about money. The way to figure out what place the 5 is in is remember to use my trick. Put the 1 underneath the decimal and then fill in the zeros to get to that spot. So 5 is in the hundredths place. So to create that fraction, we would write out the whole number first. So 3 whole, and then we have 5 hundredths. So you would read this decimal and the fraction as 3 and 5 hundredths. Beautiful. Now let's check out the next one. Oh, we have a larger whole number here. So 49.7. So use my handy-dandy trick of placing the 1 underneath and only 1 0 to get to the 7. So this is in the tenths place. So if we have 49 whole dollars, and then we have 7 tenths. So 49 and 7 tenths is our decimal and mixed number. Now it says write a decimal for each word name. So 61 hundredths. So again, using my trick that I've shown you before, you write the 100. Decimal point always goes above the 1. Then we fill in the numbers, 61. Beautiful. So the decimal here would look like 0.61 for 61 hundredths. Then we have a mixed number, 70 and 8 tenths. Something I want you to remember, in numbers, and is equal to the decimal point. So anytime you see the word and, that is where you're going to be putting your decimal. So if we have 8 tenths, tenths is going to be my number that I use with my trick. So decimal point above the 1, and then it's 8 tenths. Now the whole number, 70, comes before the and. So because it comes before, that is our whole number. So we have 70 point and then 8 tenths. So you would read this as 70 and 8 tenths. Now we'll practice comparing to the hundredths. But you'll also notice that this time we have whole numbers involved. When comparing with decimals, you always look to see if there are whole numbers to compare first. So let's take a look at this first one. We have 6 and 4 hundredths compared to 5 and 98 hundredths. When you read decimals, you read the decimal point with the word and. So right away, this number to the left, 6 and 4 hundredths, is greater because 6 is larger than 5. $6 would be more. So that one is greater. The next one, I see 7 and 36 hundredths compared to 7 and 38 hundredths. So right away, I notice that their whole numbers match. So then I have to look at the tenths place, the dimes. Those also match. We have 3 and 3. So then we look at the hundredths place, where we look at our pennies. So 6 versus 8. Well, they matched up until that last part. 8 is more than 6. So that makes 7 and 38 hundredths greater. The next one, we have 27 and 5 tenths compared to 8 and 37 hundredths. Well, 27 is bigger than 8. We have $27 versus only 8. So 27 and 5 tenths is greater. Here we have no whole number, so this is 9 hundredths compared to 9 tenths. All right, well, right away I notice no dimes, no tenths place here versus 9 dimes or 9 tenths. So that makes this one larger right away. 9 tenths is bigger. Then we have 8 tenths compared to 80 hundredths. Well, these are equal because think about 8 tenths as a fraction and 80 hundredths. You could simplify 80 hundredths to become 8 tenths, or you could multiply 8 tenths by 10 to get 80 hundredths. So this is equal. Both decimals are the same. You could even add a 0 onto the end here and see that they are exactly equal. All right, the next one is 5 tenths compared to 26 hundredths. Well, right in the tenths place, I see 5 dimes or 5 tenths compared to only 2 tenths. So right away, 5 tenths is larger. Let's take a look at this word problem. It says, a new sheet of stamps contains 100 stamps. I have 3 new sheets and 2 more stamps. What decimal number represents the number of sheets I have? Okay, so one sheet contains 100 stamps. So if I have 3 new sheets, that means I have 3 whole sheets, and then I have 2 more stamps. So just 2 stamps out of the possible 100, which would make the fraction 2 hundredths. Now I just need to change this to a decimal to represent it in a decimal number to figure out the number of sheets. So that would be 3 whole sheets and for the decimal, and let's get my 100 ready. So in order for the 2 to be in the hundredths place, that opens up a gap where I would put a 0. So I have 3 and 2 hundredths. Now I wanted to show you an additional place value chart which matches up until we get into the thousands place with the $1,000 bill. Woo! For our whole numbers, and the decimal place value, which we've talked about in our song especially, the thousandths, represented with a THS. Now, the thousandths place comes right after the hundredths place, and we don't use it in money because it would be equal to a sliver of a penny, which, let's be honest, I feel like we would lose those all the time because they're so small. So we have our dimes in our tenths place, pennies in our hundredths place, and the next place over you can see is the thousandths place, represented by slivers of pennies. The cool thing is that my trick still works for this. You can see that placing that 1 under the decimal point and then the zeros after, you can see that this is 1,000th. Beautiful. The other thing I wanted to show you is that you can clearly see that 2 tenths is equal to 20 hundredths and 200 thousandths. Really, adding zeros to the right of decimals does not change its value. Just like 9 tenths is equal to 90 hundredths and 900 thousandths. You could add a million zeros after this decimal point, after this 9, and it still would be equal to 9 tenths. Just like 8 tenths is equal to 80 hundredths and 800 thousandths. And 6 tenths is equal to 600 thousandths and 60 hundredths. So again, adding zeros after the numbers after a decimal do not change the value of your number. So I'm going to do part of this page practicing thousands, the whole number, to thousandths, the decimal, and then part of this page will be your ticket today. So first we're going to write each mixed number as a decimal. So this first one is 6 3/100ths. So remember that whole number out front for the mixed number is also the whole number for our decimal. So we'll place our decimal point, and then I'm going to use my trick. So I notice it's the hundredths. So in order for that 3 to pop out to the hundredths place, I would need a 0 to go into the tenths. So 6.03 is the same as 6 3/100ths. The next one is 41 4/1000ths. So again, 41 is my whole number, so that goes out front. Then we have the decimal point, because any numbers to the left are whole numbers, to the right are decimals. So my trick will work for thousandths. So I'll place the 1 under the decimal, and then I need 3 zeros to create thousandths. So then my 4 will have to pop up above that last 0. Now that opens up 2 gaps. So I need a 0 in the tenths and a 0 in the hundredths place. So this is the same as 41 4/1000ths, 41.004. You will complete 31 and 33. Now we'll write each decimal as a mixed number. So this is 26 and I would read this as 312 thousandths. I know it's in the thousandths because when I use my trick, I see that it ends on the thousandths. So again, that whole number out front comes first in our mixed number. Then the numerator is 312. The denominator is the place that it ends in, so thousandths. The next one is 3 and, let's see, 88 hundredths. So whole number out front, 3. Numerator is 88, and the denominator is the place value, hundredths. You will try this one, number 35 and number 37. Now we'll write a decimal for each word name. So 5 tenths. Again, you can use that trick if it's helping you. No whole number this time. Did you notice it's 5 tenths? I didn't see the word and yet. If I see the word and, the numbers before it are whole numbers. So this is just a decimal point, 5. So that would look like 0.5 for 5 tenths. The next one says 10 and, ooh, there's the decimal point word, and 2 hundredths. So that means 10 is out front on the left side, so 10 and, if I want 2 hundredths, let's use my trick. So put the 0, or put the 1 underneath the decimal and then the 2 zeros. So for the 2 to be in the hundredths place, that opens up a gap. So 10 and 2 hundredths looks like 10.02. Your job will be to complete 39 and 41. And then finally, I'll compare the first 3, and you will finish the last. So So comparing 23 and 1/10 to 20 and 8/10, 23 is bigger than 20. Right away, the whole number is larger on this one, and that automatically makes it a greater decimal. So 23, more than 20. Then we have 105 thousandths compared to 150 thousandths. So no whole numbers, they match so far. The 1/10 or 1 dime matches. Oh, but here, 0 in the hundredths versus a 5. A 5 is bigger. So 150 thousandths is greater. Then we have 4 and 55 hundredths compared to 4 and 5 hundredths. So this is like $4.55 versus only $4.05. So 4 and 55 hundredths is larger. Your job is to finish the gaps that I left open for you on this page. Good luck!